Bonjour YouTube, it's Christophe Langlois, and in this video I'm going to show you 10 tips and features about the Pocophone F1. Hopefully on the back of the video you'll hurry up, go buy one, that is if you can find one, because it's great value for money. Come on, go order it, it's worth it. Battery life, one of the most exciting features of this device. I'm a sucker for battery life, and I have to say this is one of the most satisfying smartphones I've ever used. And of course, when I say smartphones, I say highly spec'd smartphone. Indeed, the Xiaomi team is no stranger of releasing phones with amazing battery life. First of all, because their battery is usually very sizable, usually around the 4000 mAh mark, but also because of the battery optimization of MIUI, which by the way I like very much. I'm not sure why everybody hates MIUI, or at least a lot of people. They say it's not good. It's highly customizable, and I think it provides you with amazing features that stock Android doesn't provide you with just as yet. Can I get 2-day battery life with it? No, absolutely not. Can I get full day, for sure 100% whatever I throw at it? Yes. But usually I have to charge it at night. But please bear in mind that your mileage may vary. I use it a lot on Wi-Fi and on 4G as well. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos, I consume a lot of media, I send emails, I use a bit of Twitter as well. So I push it to the max. And very few are the phones actually which lasted a full day for me. So amazing battery life. For the average user, I'm pretty confident you should be able to get at least a day and a half out of it. I really enjoyed that display. It's very, first of all, for a 6.2 inches, or roughly 6.2, it's very easy to handle. So you can easily use it, it's very comfortable, it's not too big, too bulky, or too wide. The viewing angles are very good. No crazy weird colors like you find on some LG phones and the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL for instance, so it's much better than that. The screen has like round corners, so I know that some people are very upset about it. They say, I hate it, doesn't look good. I personally don't see anything wrong with it, so I don't even notice it. It's a bit like the Pixel 2 XL, I believe. It's fine, I mean, it's no problem. It doesn't impair at least my viewing experience. It's a very good display. Let's talk about auto brightness just for a second. I've got 2 comments for that. One, works superbly well when you're directly under the sunlight. So bright weather, the screen was very legible. I was quite surprised. Again, it was one of the better screens for me, at least, using a lot of devices recently, in terms of viewing experience and being able to totally see the screen even in bright sunlight. The second thing I'm going to mention is the fact that I find the auto brightness a bit too dim when you're like in a pitch black environment. I always have to crank up the brightness display manually just to make sure it's a bit more comfortable again and provide a better user experience. So that's one of the only drawbacks I'd like to mention in terms of display. But wait a second, there's another thing I need to cover. Most people are furious or very angry or disappointed that the phone is not capable of offering amazing definition on the likes of Amazon and Netflix. The phone doesn't do that. Is it a big issue? Or at least for me, and I love movies, I love TV series. Nah, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's totally like enough, and the viewing experience is not impaired by that very low resolution on your beloved Netflix or Amazon Prime Video. And if only that, it will help you probably save some more batteries. The audio provided by the device, I believe, is really good. I've got nothing, again, no major complaint. It's a stereo speakers, so there's one in the earpiece and one at the bottom of the phone. It works well. The only thing I'm gonna say is that it's very quiet. So if you enjoy listening to your music or watching your shows, hopefully somewhere private and there's nobody around, at full volume and to be blown away, that's not the phone for you. Having said that, I strongly believe that in 2018 you can easily buy a $10 or less than £10 in the UK external speaker, so Bluetooth speaker, and you'll be much better off with that. It's much more powerful, it's much more versatile as well, because you can put it wherever you want, and that's it. It fixes your speaker issues once and for all, and on the cheap. So I don't see a big issue here at all. Again, it's good quality, it's just very quiet. I'm personally not an audio professional, but I have to say that I'm very happy with the headphone jack, and so I guess the DAC in it, or whatever technology to make sure the quality of the audio is good through that connection. It's very good. And I'd like to add as well that I'm a huge fan of wireless headphones. At the moment I use a cheap Sony pair which I bought years ago, which works very well. I think it's the SB-H60. I highly recommend for the price. But I'm expecting my new pair of WH-1000X Mark III that I tested at IFA 2018, so please check my video, that's in the comment section below. I'm very happy with the quality of the Bluetooth connection. The audio is very good, there's no problem here, I don't lose connection easily. How good is this phone? Well, the phone is very highly spec'd, as you know, and the performance, consequently, is amazing. Seriously, on daily basis, this phone is a pleasure to use. It's butter smooth and it's working well. I mean, there's no problem, there's no lag. It doesn't heat up, so it's even barely warm, even when I push it. Like, push it for me wouldn't be gaming, it would be more watching videos for a long period of time on the likes of, again, Netflix or YouTube, and or using the camera for a long period of time in 4K. And I can again so happily report that I've seen no problem in terms of the performance and in terms again of how comfortable the phone is to use. It doesn't heat up. I'm so happy, I'm always very happy when I import a phone and the phone already arrives with a official global ROM, but also with a system update already ready to install, and that's what happened. I really like Xiaomi for that. I know people don't like MIUI and they think Xiaomi is not the best in terms of OS and software optimization. I really like them. There's a lot of great features in MIUI, and again, it makes me more comfortable having a device from China if the company is pushing regular updates. And as part of that first update is the security update, so Android security, from the 1st of July. So they're a bit behind, but again, I believe it's still promising. So I'll keep you posted in the comment section, and I'm really hoping that at least every other month or every couple of months, Xiaomi and Poco will push at least those security updates, because that's very important. The camera experience. Everybody's waiting for that. Camera experience those days is one of the key factors when you decide to buy a handset, at least for me. Camera and battery life, and of course performance, but even mid-range processors those days are totally able to provide you a very, very, very good experience, especially if you don't push the device too much, right? Having said that, the processor will help, of course, improve the camera experience, because the more powerful it is, the more efficient it is, the longer the battery life, and the higher the ability to do a lot of processing of the image. Once again, I'm happy to report that the camera experience of the Poco F1 is excellent at the price, right? It's roughly $300 if you can touch it for that. I still think for £350 in the UK, it's still a very good deal. So it's not like a iPhone 10, Samsung Galaxy 9 Plus, OnePlus 6, closer of course, but probably not on that level. But it's still a very, very, very good camera. Now I'd like to mention a few characteristics and features offered by the Poco F1 in the camera department. So the interface is pretty simple. It's pretty Apple-esque. There's not a million features or add-ons like, for instance, Huawei is providing. So it's pretty clean. What you have is automatic HDR if you decide to turn it on for both sides. So the rear camera, of course, but also for the selfie camera. And I personally find that it's working very well. I was quite impressed with it. So HDR could be turned on, off, or auto, which in my experience is much better than on any Huawei device. For some reason, Huawei, why wouldn't you implement like auto HDR? I still love the P20 Pro, and I'm very excited with the Mate 20 Pro, by the way. So I'm not against Huawei, but some of their choices are odd. So I won't talk about everything, but the experience, good quality, especially in daylight, so indoors as well, again, depending the level of light. Quality is usually very good, yeah. It's not again on the level of flagships or like a Pixel 2 or Pixel 2 XL for instance, but it's very good. It's a bit on the slow side, I find, the shutter speed, but if you can deal with that, which is not a huge deal, we've been spoiled. If like me, you've used like a high-end phone, but it's a bit slower, but it's still good, yeah. So the quality is good, very acceptable. Of course, the more stable you are, the more likely you are to have everything in focus. Because I find that, as usual with smartphone photography, you need to be very, very still if you want to capture, for instance, a portrait of someone, or if you want to capture a dog, at least if you use, again, auto mode. Good thing here is that Poco is offering some kind of very basic, very limited, but present full manual mode. So you've got 4 or 5 characteristics you can tweak. I think it's 4 even, such as the ISO and the focus. So it's better than nothing, and it's built within the app. So if you want to play with it, you can. But again, in auto mode, like normal, like point and shoot experience, the quality is very good. I find that the bokeh, so the blurred backgrounds, is seriously surprising for that at that price. It's again, is it like a Pixel 2 equivalent? No, but I'm again very happy with both selfie portrait and then the rear camera portrait and bokeh. So photos with the camera are pretty good, except again if you're in very low light / very dim environments. What about videos? Again, I have to say that based on my experience, video is really good. It's stabilized even at 4K, but again, the level of stabilization, mainly EIS, it's okay, but it's not on the level of a OnePlus 6 or other, again, high-end smartphones, like possibly the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus or the iPhone. But remember that a lot of those phones are cropping a lot to achieve that level of stabilization, right? But of course, if you're serious about vlogging, put it on a gimbal. Authentication methods. I have to say that the fingerprint reader on this device is superb. It's very accurate, it's super fast, it's on the level, I believe, of the OnePlus, which is again, those things. That's amazing. The position on the back, I think, is very good. If you ask me, it's way better in terms of experience compared with the Honor Play position of the fingerprint scanner, which is very high on the device. So it's too high, actually. I don't find it comfortable at all on the Honor Play. The only thing I'd like to mention is that it's still easy, though, because of the positioning, to touch, to smudge the secondary sensor for the camera on the rear. Be mindful of that. Does it really impact the quality of the camera experience? No. To be honest with you, I always forget anyway to clean that secondary sensor. So, and I haven't seen like a dramatic impact on the photos at all. The other thing I'd like to mention though in terms of authentication is that, and that's disappointing, the face recognition doesn't work on my device. Yeah. And yes, I upgraded again to the latest OS update. Everything is up to date, and yet it is not working. Please bear in mind that I registered myself as based in the UK. Based in the UK, right? I did a bit of digging online, and allegedly, if you use like Hong Kong, for instance, and maybe other countries, right? Then the face detection is activated. So I don't know what that means. I'm hoping that, and I'm pretty confident, it's a global ROM after all, that in a future firmware update, OS update, we'll get again the face unlock, deployed, rolled out on every single device, whatever the country you live in. But I have to admit, it's a bit disappointing at launch, especially considering that I have to give the Honor Play that it's very, very easy to use on the Honor Play, so that's slightly annoying. Why? Why, Poco? Why? But again, overall, the fingerprint scanner is so good, the experience using the phone is brilliant. MIUI. That's an interesting topic. A lot of people can't bear it. I've never really understood that. I've been using Xiaomi devices for the last 3 years, give or take, and I've always liked the experience provided by that OS. Okay, it's very far from a pure Android experience, fair enough. Maybe it's a bit more laggy for that very reason, at times, maybe. Maybe the color codes and the UI is not the slickest. Okay, but in terms of experience on daily basis, in terms of added value and additional features, I really like MIUI. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite features. Again, that's not a review of MIUI, just to give you an idea of what to expect from that Poco or Xiaomi device in terms of experience. Dual workspace, the ability to use two separate environments for your apps, even the same apps like a Facebook account or a WhatsApp, so using two different identities, two different email addresses, for instance, to be able to use those two accounts separately in two different environments. So it's not just exclusive to Xiaomi or Poco in that case, but it could be a very useful feature. Again, if you like to keep things separate. App lock and security, I think that's great. I love OnePlus as well for implementing that. It's super helpful, yeah? It basically gives you the ability to add another layer of security at the app level. As simple as that. Of course, you can use third-party apps, but here it's totally integrated in the system, so it's going to be more stable, right? And it's going to consume less battery than if you use a third party. Not mentioning the fact that third party, you never know where the data goes yet. And though you never know for OnePlus or Xiaomi or any, again, Chinese brands. More seriously, it's super useful. I use it all the time, so you can very easily go through the specific menu system, and then you'll see all your apps, and then you can decide to use that feature or not. The app tray as well, because you can have one. One handy little option is to be able to organize all your apps by color, not manually, automatically. So they're sorted alphabetically, but you can click on a color and automatically everything will be reorganized and just display by specific colors. So I think it's pretty cool. And there are dozens of other possibilities in terms of customization with MIUI. So again, it's a very good operating system on top of Android, and it's quite secure, robust, so seriously, there's nothing wrong with it. And now let's conclude that hybrid review, right? I really like the Pocophone F1. So the phone ticks all the boxes for me. One, battery life. I'm a sucker for battery life. The battery life is exceptional. Is it a full 2-day phone? Not for heavy users, but no phone is really. But it's great. Heavy users 1 day, sure. You know, average user, like light user, at least 2 days. So it's an amazing phone. Yeah. Second, the performance. Very smooth, no problem. I think I had one app crash, but again, that's at the beginning when I upload everything. And so very good, nothing bad to report here. It's a very good experience, super fast and super battery smooth. Third, the camera. I like to have the latest, greatest. Even for me, I have to say I'm super pleased with the camera. It's not the best, low light, could be better. It's a bit slow compared to the high-end devices, but it's still very good. And the bokeh, so the portrait mode is very good, seriously, on both sides. And the HDR mode, again, Huawei, what are you doing there? So it's working very well for the price, it's excellent. But it's not a perfect phone by any means. Again, think about the price point, but there's no NFC. So if you use like mobile payments, or if you like to connect devices, like for instance, wireless headphones using NFC, that's not available here. So that could be a deal breaker for you. For me, it's not. Again, the viewing experience, so media consumption, which I love, and I have no problem with it myself. But on Netflix and the likes of Amazon Prime Video, you can't allegedly watch like the content on more than around 540, I think, p resolution. Is it bad on a 6.2 inches screen? I don't think so. I think it's totally decent, totally acceptable, and more than that, it's good. But again, if you like the latest, greatest, but that will impact your battery life big time. Maybe look elsewhere. Maybe a Sony Xperia XZ3, I don't know, Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus or Note 9. I'm not sure, it's probably much better, but I've got no problem with the display. It's very good display, viewing angles. Again, very good in bright daylight, so in the direct sunlight. So it's a good phone. I mean, there's nothing very wrong about it. What's amazing is the price point and the value you get. So I hope you find that video helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. That's very important to us. If you didn't like it, you know what to do, but please leave a comment as well to tell us what you didn't like, what you'd like us to, and how you'd like us to improve. And please consider subscribing, that helps us a lot. Again, I do that, it's my passion, but I'm not a proper YouTuber, I've got a job, I buy everything myself, so please, if I can grow the audience, maybe at some point, I'll be able to make the switch. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Merci beaucoup, à très bientôt, salut! And by the way, my whole video was shot on the rear camera of the Pocophone F1, so what do you think?